those reads. And I agree with you. If Vitality starts strong and they can get some of that confidence away from Movistar, that's got to be the way they go about this series.
Well, that is the question on everybody's minds. Will they be able to do it once again? Movistar Riders, they've got one heck of a streak along in their wake, but will they be able to take down Team Vitality a peg or two? Only one way to find out.
Well, Team Vitality versus Movistar, a rematch here in Cologne. Team Vitality, obviously a team with elite players, with history, looking to take a victory and revenge against the Movistar Riders side. We start on the map pick of Vitality. Movistar will then start on the defensive side. And Vitality lean over towards A in this pistol.
2 smokes already deployed by Apex into this bomb site. 1 for jungle, 1 for connector. And as the flash follows, Deaths will briefly be blinded, but he spots the players out onto the site. There's not much he can do about this, though. He's playing for retake. They're actually going to hunt him down. Masuta gets that all-important opener. And now Movistar could be in trouble on this retake.
Well, they're taking the time upon this because they have SunPayus coming through Palace. He will be a late mover within this. It is going to be the play towards CT. Masuta with the double kill. Magisk able to help out and follow up for the kill on Vitality's side. In SunPayus, he may be coming through Palace, but really having a say in this round will not be going through for SunPayus. He'll stay up inside the Palace. Vitality will give themselves the first round of the game here on Mirage. SunPayus might be able to get something on the way out of the round, but nothing too important to be found here at all. So Vitality, they picked up the first.
I actually really like the way they play that pistol there. Instead of just going straight into CT after getting this opening kill from Masuta, they decide to play sitting behind this box and waiting for the flash peek. And I think that's a great way to play that, because if you've just got the Glocks there and you push into CT, it's not actually that favorable for you. It's not actually that easy to win those fights from CT. Instead, they've got a little more utility available to them. They wait for the right time, and you saw that flash was timed perfectly from Apex. Sets up Masuta to do a lot of great work on the openers. And we were hoping that Vitality would come in here and try and take some of that confidence away from Movistar Riders. Well, that pistol's a good start to do just that.
Oh, Dupree takes a sprinkle of damage, but it is the fight inside of the B apartments that will go Masuta's way for a short amount of time. SunPayus staying committed with the scout. It's not the best position to be in, but he switched to the side on the low HP of the player within the site, allows that pistol to be effective in getting the kill onto Apex. Dupree will remove SunPayus shortly after. Movistar Riders, yeah, get a couple of picks, make it a little bit sweaty within the site, but really having a say for the rest of the round is going to be difficult here for Movistar Riders. They don't have utility left, they don't have a kit. But the one saving grace for them is Vitality yet to put that bomb down, and that smoke will fade away shortly. And there's only 1 flash available still for Vitality, but the kill from Zai up from the apartments into Alex will be collected, and Vitality settling into this one early on. And you know, this is something to talk about, Hawker. What I mentioned just before we came into this, I do believe that Vitality need to try and put away Movistar very early in the game, try and make them feel like a caged animal.
Yeah, if you get out to a strong start early, you get out to an early lead, it can take away some of the confidence plays that Movistar Riders like to run with. We were talking about Mopos earlier. If you haven't watched much of the Movistar Riders, he is someone who takes a lot of initiative by himself. Almost Yukindar-esque, you could say, with the way he will go for solo aggression a lot of the time. In this round, though, Movistar Riders will have to try and work together because their weapons are awful. Just the default pistols in this one.
Yeah, it's going to be nice and quick, surely, here for Apex. Unless he goes too far into CT and ends up getting caught between a sandwich of players.
He's going to call for them to come back A, I think.
Well,
he'll spot
he's
them
seen
soon.
them now. There we go, Apex sees 3 players towards CT. That bomb will make its decision shortly. Zaiwu holding the Palace peak. Eventually we'll spot out Mopos, and Zaiwu actually gets dinked up, so he doesn't feel good about sticking around for that fight. He's going to run away. Dupree, in the meantime, has spotted the rotation over. Vitality taking their time here, trying to be methodical and try and cleave away a few of these CT defensive players before they commit into the site. Taking their time, Vitality. And here comes Mopos through the underpass.
Yeah, they spotted the aggression through Palace and a couple of players rotating to B. So I don't mind Vitality taking a bit more time here. especially considering they were going for info plays early in the round. It leaves them with a lot of time remaining. They are moving up through short right now, so there is a chance they move into the stack. Megas will start to move out towards A. 30 seconds left. Does that bomb decide to go back? It looks like it will. Megas calls it's clear. Movistar will try to rotate in, but not before that bomb gets planted, not before Megas takes the fight to them.
Well, he'll tap away. The Galil shuts down 3. Vitality, speaking of 3, will increase their scoreline to that number, and Movistar Riders will finally get a bye going into the next round. So this is a Movistar that are coming into this matchup full of confidence. They will have the belief in themselves that they can take down Vitality. They've already done it once so far in this competition. And you're feeling like everything is clicking for them. I think Yanko made a great tweet yesterday, I believe it was, and he said that, I don't know what the next major is going to be, but if it's in Spain, he knows who's going to win it. So that home crowd advantage out in Valencia has done a lot for the Movistar Riders' success here and their confidence. So we'll see if that is enough to pull them through in this first gun round, as Vitality will take 3 rounds in a row.
Solid control from Megas, not too much to talk about though. I think on the Vitality side, we will definitely be watching out to see if Masuta can be as effective as he was on the entries there in the pistol. If that can continue, that could be a great way to open up rounds. And I really think Vitality are at their best when Masuta can get some of those entry kills. He's thrown in first so often in pretty tough spots. There's some aggression out to mid. Alex able to get away with one from Connector. It's all Movistar Riders at the start of this round. They've got 3 kills. Vitality haven't got any.
It's a quick start for Movistar Riders. That's exactly the beginning to the gun round that you want. First gun round, 3 kills up. Vitality have no say in the round, virtually just begun. The mid play didn't work at all. We're unable to consolidate any control. Apex looking to heat things up here for Mopos, but he's mastered the heat with his hand heater.
Smoking a flash towards Connector. Suter was hoping he can crack some heads, but it's Mopos who gets good timing on the smoke fading.
You can just see on the player counts right now, even in a round like this, right? You're 5v2 up. Mopos' comms and how he's moving is so intense. You can tell the Movistar Riders are coming into this event with crazy intensity. Every match they've come out swinging so far, and this is fantastic to see. A level of focus. They aren't looking lethargic to any extent. And just when you're that honed in, when you're that focused and that confident, you become a really scary side.
Yeah, and we have got that AWP out early for SunPayus. I think he was just holding a ramp and just got a pretty easy fight in that position. And then obviously the mid control that Movistar Riders are able to contest for was the real important moment. I think Apex was making some weird noises there, it looked like, on the player cams.
Apex and weird noises?
Yeah.
Never, Hawker, never.
It looked like Megas was just trying to lurk out through ramp, but maybe didn't expect the AWP to be there this round. And so Movistar Riders will get to keep a bit of cash in the bank thanks to every single player saving off that previous round. We do finally have that AWP out for Zywoo as well though, so that could be the answer here on this mid control that went against Vitality in the previous round.
Oh, Dupree. Oh, down to 1. The first nade was meaty. The second one was almost enough, and Dupree will hang on by the minimum amount of health. At least that's something for Vitality. You haven't lost the first player too early.
Very quick service on those 2 nades that Dupree just ordered.
The double dunk.
At least Vitality haven't lost players too early in this round, like their first gun round.
Yeah, we were talking about SunPayus' performance To really put that in perspective, the #1 rated player at the tournament so far is Config. Behind him is Simple. And then behind Simple by 0.01 difference in rating, it is SunPayus. So, definitely performing above and beyond right now. They're looking to try and take their second gun round. ZywOo filtering up through short.
Speaking of SunPayus, he's on B right now.
Davy G is going to get shredded. Some more pressure on SunPayus with the AWP. Has to come back down and try and filter through. Covers off the hole at short with a double kill on ZywOo and Masuta. Now scopes up to the apartments. Magis looking to be the next victim of the big green gun. And SunPayus has decided to drop back and use cover. His teammates have arrived. He's got the rifles now supporting him. He is the #1 target, the most wanted man on the server here for Vitality, but SunPayus is fighting back. Mopos swings with him, and the rifle is enough to bring down Magisk, leaving Dupree on 1 HP in no time. A saved op at least brought over here for Vitality at a minimum, but this is looking solid from the Movistar Riders.
Already seeing SunPayus switch up his positions, make himself hard to predict.
6 and 2.
Yeah, exactly. And I think for Vitality, they got the initial entry, and their instant call was, okay, there's maximum one more player B. Let's just go quick and try and trade onto that position. And if there's a rifle on B, that would probably work. That would probably be a great call. But against the AWP, he can just pick apart those positions. He's able to get those initial 2 kills, shut down the short side of the push. So the fact that SunPayus was in the right position made a massive difference there. Now for Vitality, at least ZywOo's got the AWP of his own. There's not much alongside it.
Yeah, this is not looking solid for Vitality at the beginning. As soon as the gun rounds pull out, that's really the litmus test to see how the start is going to be. And Vitality's second gun round in particular, obviously the first gun round you die within maybe the first 30 seconds of the round, you lose 3 players, it's pretty much done from that point. But that gun round was a bit slower, a bit more tentative. You have space to play with, and they didn't do a whole lot with it. This isn't the ideal beginning to the game, but when you do have a player like ZywOo and you've got an AWP in his hands, there is always a shot at a round like this.
We'll be feeling that nade, down to 14 health. The control is there for Vitality, so that allows ZywOo to start to post up on some angles. But Movistar Riders aren't giving away any fights. They're playing so passive, and Vitality are going to struggle to breach a bomb site with their lack of utility.
Yeah, you really need to smoke this style of setup off. Now you're just going to walk into choke points, and it should be easy for the rifles. Alex brings down 2. Quick reply from Magisk. ZywOo also got a pick, so there is an opportunity here for Vitality as they try to make their way through to the site at A. Death's playing from CT, looking to try and deny the plant. It's actually Mopos that'll do that, and ZywOo, unfortunately, nowhere near the bomb and not really in a position with the time to put it down safely, so he will carry the AWP over into the next round again. Vitality getting 3 kills within that, but never really posed much of a threat. And Movistar Riders have another one.
Yeah, maybe if there was a bit more time, these initial trades would have been okay. It was a nice distraction to allow Magisk to come in from behind towards window. At least Vitality had that to work with. But with such little time remaining, there's always going to be at least one position you're vulnerable from. And at that time, they were wide open from short.
Well, timeout already for Vitality. Let's talk about the expectations of these two teams. Coming into this, Movistar Riders had 0 expectations, no community pressure, right? You don't expect much of Movistar in an event of this caliber, where as Vitality, every event is a question. Are they going to play well? Started to look better at Blast in Lisbon. Is it going to be the same here in Cologne? Well, I think we've gone back to the same old Vitality we've come to get used to over the last few months. And there hasn't really been a point of turning that around. And to lose twice to Movistar Riders, that would be tough to stomach for Vitality.
Boz dropping down early, making one of those aggressive plays we know he's capable of, and he just wins the Angel early, makes it a second. Masuta can't trade, and Vitality already in trouble.
Yeah, great start there from Mopos, and this is starting to look so rough. Start of a gun round yet again. Vitality down 2 players. Could get even worse here in this Palace fight as well. If Magisk goes forward, he's going to walk right into deaths. Some of these fights need to go Vitality's way now. Dupree just spotted the barrel of Alex. but going wide will expose him to the AWP of SunPayus. And now the fight inside the connector. Luckily, SunPayus was quick switching at the time of the peak, and dupreeh is able to come away with the life of Alex. Now ZywOo has an opportunity to draw the numbers back to even odds. And the smoke's going to go down. That covers off the vision of ZywOo, and instead of going for the standard boost on top of the boxes and possibly being taken out by a player posted on chair, they take a left-sided approach to that boost, so you can see down onto the bench, but no one being spotted here from Movistar Riders. But if they're patient enough, they might spot out dupreeh eventually. That smoke's faded away, so they've dismounted the boost, and it's the ramp aggression from Dets that is going to get the pick on Magisk. Now to ZywOo and dupreeh with 30 seconds left, trying to get up through connector, but SunPayus has taken out the rifle of dupreeh, and it's all on ZywOo. He's stuck inside of the connector, 20 seconds, and SunPayus brings him down. Another 2K for SunPayus in the AWP, and another convincing gun round from Movistar Riders.
Finding so much early success against this default setup from Vitality. We were saying earlier that, in theory, you would think Vitality should have the better individuals. But honestly, on recent form, I'm not sure you can even say that. Marpolz pushes in through underpass, gets 2 early kills, and that takes away so much of the utility that Vitality had available to them. The only way back into the round for them was to try and find some fights. Even with that 1 kill, approaching a bomb site was so difficult. You saw no real nades able to be used on the Vitality side as they slowly move up. Easy fights from Movistar Riders as they just hold their angles. And after what looks like a pretty strong start for Vitality, as soon as we've hit the gun rounds, Movistar Riders have been dominant. There haven't even been competitive rounds, really.
No, there has not been. You know, Vitality come out looking good very early on, but again, as soon as the gun rounds come out, that's where you want to see what level the game is going to be at. And currently, Movistar Riders has shown up to this matchup, and Vitality haven't.
It's also frustrating for Vitality that they're not really getting ZywOo involved in a lot of these rounds. He's just getting left in a lot of 1vx situations because they're down so early in the round. And in theory, if ZywOo's AWP could be posted in the right position, that would be a great way to shut down some of this early aggression. But so far, Movistar Riders have picked their spots wisely to avoid him.
They've done a great job at getting the sharpest tool in the shed for Vitality. And now their tools that they brought to this round are not fantastic at all. Scout for Apex. There was a time where Apex was hitting ridiculous shots on that scout, finding impact all the time. Let's see if he can find that again. They're going to need some miracle rounds like this. Feels too easy right now for Movistar Riders.
Yeah, you see them using that connector smoke a lot to keep that control. Allows you to peer over the top much more easily. They're not going to be forced back by any utility.
If Vitality complete what looks like it's going to be the A split attempt here, there are 4 players that can get into the A site very quickly here for the defense. This is going to be almost impenetrable for Vitality.
Especially in this round with the weak buy, with the lack of utility. I mean, there's still the AWP of SunPayus on A. If that was there alone, I wouldn't like their chances, but he's even got the rifle assistance.
The problem is as well, the 2 smokes they have are in bottom mid here, so you can't even do the A execute to try and sever off the site. Both players with smokes are stuck outside of connectors, so every other player from Vitality has to come through these choke points of Ramp and Palace without util support, which means they're going to be open to the rifles and in tough positions here. It's going to be SunPayus just picking them apart. Deaths will get involved as well too. Those 2 connector players are doing a good job at actually getting deeper into these jungle and side areas, but yeah, the time just isn't going to be there for Vitality, and they get taken out. Too easy again for Movistar. They do lose 3 players, I mean, but there was never really a risk there that Vitality posed.
I don't mind Vitality defaulting in that round. They had pistols, they had weak guns. They were just looking for a pick to get them into the round early. Masuta did find that, but it didn't lead to much. I think I would like to see just a call out of spawn now for Vitality. Okay. Their defaults have not been working. They've been losing so many early rounds. I just want to see them try and take a site early and get into a post-plant position. Give ZywOo a chance to get something going. Well,
that looks like exactly the call they've been making here. They're over towards A. He threw out the 2 mid smokes to try and fake a quick mid take, but information being gathered on this from Movistar Riders, and Dets has gone deep into the ramp to fight on Apex. The kill is through for Movistar yet again, grabbing opening, and this is taking the sting out of the play for Vitality. They have to slow down because they know they have to clear out ramp. They know they have to try and deal with that threat. This hasn't gone Vitality's way from the get-go, and look how much control they've lost elsewhere. Double push in the underpass. Now they have to try and take that ramp back, and peeking out with a flash attempt, it's ineffective to remove daviG's AWP. So another kill from Movistar Riders, and Vitality once again down in a 5v3 at the start of a gun round.
And this setup should be strong. daviG still holding with the sniper, hits his shot. Deaths can just wait in the corner. Finally, they'll start to come round, but they've got to land some banging shots to crack this open. dupreeh finally opens up, but it's too little, too late. It's a quad kill for daviG, and this aggression from Movistar Riders, even against the set play, it's doing the same thing. It's getting them the early info.
Yeah, and you can't hear it on the stream. You can certainly see it on the little player cams, but you can see that daviG, in this round, it felt very easy for Movistar Riders, but he is immediately hyping, screaming into the monitor, so you can see what kind of intensity Movistar Riders are bringing out here, and the level they're playing at. They are suffocating Vitality at the beginning of this game. Nothing has worked for Vitality. They've tried to change it up a few times. The slower plays, the defaults. That round they tried to get out A. It wasn't really ever a proper attempt, it felt like. Here they go, once again, the A site with utility. They've dodged the first problem of SunPayus, running into Dets. They will overrun the player within the wood, and it is at least 1 kill picked up. A 4v4 established, but it's all just falling down again. The bomb's stuck in ramp. There isn't really too much of a threat posed here for Vitality, unless Magisk Deagle can maybe pull something out. 2 shots picked up. And Magisk has to worry now about a possible flying Mopars is coming around the ramp. Magisk begins to back away and will back up into the rifle. Mopars taking his kill from right behind. Magisk stood no chance in that engagement. 7-3, the scoreline reads.
Yeah, it's so hard for Magisk there to expect the flank. Because the play was called so quickly from Vitality, you assume Movistar will go for the fastest rotate option, which would have just been through CT. So from his perspective, he's thinking the rotate will come in either through connector or CT. This time Vitality were at least able to run their set play early. Apex tried to go over the top through the stairs smoke, but he was completely alone. It was a risk maybe worth taking to try and be a nuisance, but Movistar Riders themselves are able to fight through the smokes. And this has just been so flat from Vitality. Reminder, you can see on the top left of your screen, this is their map pick. And we were saying that we wanted to see Vitality come in early and take some of the confidence away from Movistar Riders. Maybe we didn't consider Vitality are the ones who right now, based on the way they have been playing lately, can quickly get put under pressure, and now they're looking pretty disjointed. Yeah,
they really are struggling to find answers here, and it is quick through middle. Apex for the first time in a long time, Vitality given a convincing start in the gun round. Apex through mid, straight to 2 headshots. Alex and SunPayus out of the round. Movistar Riders, see how much they've got in them to try and pull the round like this back, and I don't think it's happening. dupreeh up in the window. A lot of map control taken in mid there from Vitality, and it's the speed that gets them into this position. Now they have to convert this.
Yeah, and they'd love to convert it cleanly too. Build up some of your own money. Magisk has just looked away, but he looks back at the right time. Unfortunately for daviG, nothing really doing for him in this one. You can see Vitality are making sure they don't overextend right now because they understand how important keeping that strong economy could be. As Magisk fully clears out that A site, the bomb will go back. They'll get it figured out. And it really just comes down to those opening fights. Finally, some early fights go the way of Vitality. And they get so much map control off the back of that. dupreeh was all the way into window. Way too far up.
Sometimes I would like to see Vitality play a bit more like that. I mean, you have Apex, who's just unbelievable in the openings of rounds, and you got a lot of individual skill within this roster. Some of these quicker rounds, some of these ferocious rounds, right from the get-go can go your way. Obviously, it's not a consistent play style, right? You can't really do that every round, but
I mean, you can if you're Ents.
oh yeah, that's very true. That's true. They seem to have cracked the code in making that consistent.
Or if you're Furia, but maybe the less is said about that, the better.
Yeah, probably put a stop to that one. Currently, Ents are playing though. They're playing against G2 in a lower bracket matchup. Ooh, that's a rough one. Currently, it 2 Ents on Dust 2, which is G2's map pick. Not going so well for Monacy yet again, having a quiet performance over there. 1-9.
If you see G2 versus Ents and Movistar Riders versus Vitality coming into this tournament and you say, one is an upper bracket match, one is a lower bracket match, I think you'd almost certainly assume they were the other way round. But that just shows what an opportunity it is for both of these teams here.
Yeah, for Movistar, obviously, it's for the Cinderella run. For Vitality, it's for redemption, right? To try and pull off something at the end of the season. You know, if you can finish strong in an event like Cologne, you know, somewhat, you are forgiven, because you say it will take time, and obviously there's reasons for that, but you don't get any results, it's gonna look pretty bad. It's gonna feel pretty bad too. But Cologne is an opportunity here for Vitality, and taking down Movistar Riders will be the easiest path forward for them. But Movistar Riders looking to be a real threat throughout this one. A round picked up for Vitality, but like we said in the previous, is it going to be a consistent way to get rounds? I think it's more of just an opportunity picked up to try and turn this half around. Movistar Riders still the team that have the momentum. Still the team that have looked like the better side throughout this.
It is back to more of a default spread in this one for Vitality. This time not losing any players early, but they are going to have to be wary of that Movistar Riders aggression. So far in almost every round, Movistar have had an aggressive play, and this time they're sticking around into top mid. Vitality haven't been able to swap that out early, and they're not going to put any players over there. So as this round continues, Movistar will start to realize, well, if there's no one towards mid, this will almost certainly be a site play. And having 2 players on mid means they can really quickly rotate and try and help out with some more utility. Oh, and SunPayus just mollies ramp as Vitality wanted to set up this set play.
Yeah, you can wait that out though. Here come the smokes. The smoke is more of a problem. It is going to ensure that Movistar Riders should have an advantage as Magis runs right into the AWP of SunPayus, who would like to try and stay alive at the back of Triple. Set up the right ball with a distraction. They were tunnel visioned onto SunPayus' position, therefore opening up an opportunity for Deaths and Mopars, and they will sweep up the Vitality attack. There was a flank coming in really quickly there as well from Alex, but it wasn't even needed because all of Vitality had died within a split second of their attempt to close the round.
You could see how well thought through that setup is for Movistar Riders. SunPayus is just going to hold ramp. He's not exposed from Palace. And it is reasonable to assume sometimes an AWP might just be solo on that A site. It is reasonable to assume Movistar Riders might have gone aggressive elsewhere. So they overlook that possibility. And even though Vitality get out towards the site, it doesn't make a difference. Now they up the pace.
Well, back to the quick place. It's the only thing that's worked, but this time it's back into SunPayus, it's back into Deaths. And once again, this A site defense will not crack. ZywOo getting a headshot, but it's yet to really turn the tide. Apex could do that. Movistar Riders have rotated every other player back over to the A site, and currently the bomb is vacating A, going back into middle. Now, it does have an option to run back to A again and try and play alongside Apex. So ZywOo and Apex looking to maneuver their way into this 2 versus 3. Mopars is going to get hungry and goes into the connector for the fight, and Apex will lose his life, putting it all onto ZywOo. A 1 versus 3. He's coming out of the ramp, spotted out towards Ticket as Deaths. ZywOo's position now known. He has a smoke available to him. 45 seconds to make this round happen. ZywOo, can he make it work? It's 1 kill onto the stairway, but Deaths brings him down. Great team play from Movistar Riders and a good hand on the pace, really. The Vitality tried to send through the A site.
Third timeout taken.
Wow, that's desperate, isn't it?
Yeah, in the first half of your map pick. See what they were trying here, just a faster paced play, but the utility wasn't effective enough against that AWP of SunPayus, who has spent most of his rounds on this A site. That has switched it up enough that Vitality can't always know where he's playing. And one of the frustrating things for Vitality right now is you look at someone like ZywOo, and we always talk about how he does a lot of his best work in those late round scenarios. That's probably one of the first clutch attempts ZywOo has had that's even felt somewhat winnable.
Yeah.
And it's a 1v3 that's still incredibly tough to pull off.
He hasn't really been getting those kind of crazy clutches, those highlight moments throughout this competition so far, so yeah, it's been a pretty rough one here for Vitality.
Wow, out towards B early. This B site has not been tested as much from Vitality so far. I wouldn't mind seeing them put some presence onto it early. daviG has been boosted up. That allows him to go aggressive into this close angle. Masuta hasn't been watching this though, so they should be aware that's a possibility. The mid control looks good for Vitality this time.
Yeah, I mean, Vitality in the default's getting into some winnable positions, but it's when it comes down to the crunch time, when it comes down to that moment you have to push through into the site, that it's all gone downhill for Vitality. And kill a hero that certainly would make that easier. Limited opportunities. daviG showing that he is deep inside the apartments. Masuta will communicate that to his teammates, but with that smoke going down, there's not a whole lot he can do about it. 50 seconds, Apex nearly gets a shot there onto Mopaz. And Mopaz is confident to try and fight it, but if you swing out into the window, you're going to get caught. And also dupreeh coming through the ladder room. Eventually, the death sentence will be passed onto Mopaz. Taken out, Vitality have the advantage, but it's at 35 seconds in the round. Still a lot of ground to take here for Vitality, and a lot of opportunities for it to go wrong.
The bomb is going towards B, though. That looks like the right call. Only daviG there. Magisk is going to sell the fake towards A, but he can't win that fight. It's still only daviG on the site, though. He's got a delay on the hold.
Yeah, it all comes down to whether or not he's able to do it. Apex, they will consider this movement. SunPayus is looking for him, looking to track him into the corner, but in the meantime, it will be the play into the B site, and it's going to work out here for Movistar Riders. The plant attempt for ZywOo just about gets down. daviG was leaping through the smoke to try and deny everything. And was getting the bomb down. There's still a shot. There's still an opportunity here for Vitality. ZywOo's headshot will land on deaths, taking the numbers from 3 versus 2 down to 2v2, but ZywOo is exposed and taken out by SunPayus, and dupreeh will live the safety of the van, go into the open, and get taken down by Alex's rifle. 10 rounds for the Movistar Riders, double figures reached in the first half of their opponent's map pick. This is looking incredibly rough for Vitality. There really doesn't seem to be light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, this round looked like it was a great call, and yet still, daviG gets 1 kill on the site. But most importantly, SunPayus was aware of that position from Apex. Apex loves to get into those sorts of spots where he can catch you off guard. Clearly, SunPayus aware of that. And SunPayus' consistency that he's landing his shots is what's most impressive to me. I think I've only seen 1 or 2 misses from him all map long. A few of them have just been holding angles, but just got to make sure you land as many of those as possible. He's done that throughout this half. And if you've just joined us, Vitality were 3-0 up after winning the pistol. The gun rounds have been non-existent.
Yeah, that's a really negative story, isn't it, that you just painted there for everybody at home?
This is the truth,
it's the facts here. This is all about the facts.
I like Vitality. I don't want that to be true.
Well, they're getting kind of destroyed right now. First kill will go Vitality's way at the beginning of this round, but it's traded out immediately, and now daviG holding. He's not going to bite down on it. The second shot, or rather the first shot, the second opportunity to take it, and he'll take dupreeh. Utility goes down to try and slow it. daviG with the AWP showing he's got some skills with it too. Shot on Masuda, not an easy one to land, but the flick on down to Apex will not connect, but there's a flank coming in. Around the backside, Mopaz is in behind the flank, and he will track Zywoo into position. Spots out one and a quick flick up to close the half. 11 rounds for the Movistar Riders secured versus Vitality. We'll see if they can take them down on map number 1 after the break. Welcome back to the Intel Extreme Masters. It is an extremely bad half from Vitality, as they are only able to pick up 4 rounds. The majority of those came from the pistol round and the conversion upon that. So Movistar Riders feeling good about this one. 11-4 as they now transition to the T side. Vitality, if they pick up a pistol, still have an opportunity to pull this one back. It is their map pick after all, and we do anticipate them to play better here on the CT side. Movistar Riders certainly setting up for an A play at the beginning of the pistol.
Early flash goes in deep. Alex will get his chance with the P250 to fight at range. He spotted something on the Vitality side. And now he's just holding and hoping someone peeks. Elsewhere, Deaths is trying to make a move on B, but now that he's gone, they're going to pull the trigger on the A play. And it's into the stack.
It is into the stack of Vitality players, and Magisk and Apex taking headshots. Davy G taking some names back though alongside Mopaz, and suddenly this convincing start to the pistol has been flipped on its head. Vitality are losing everybody, and it is just down to Zywoo. Can he pull off a clutch? A round of Vitality desperately need. Zywoo, one of the best players in the world with the side on. He's tracking Mopaz to the site. Step mid, sound cue locked in. And now Movistar Riders know exactly where their next victim is. Can they get rid of ZywOo? Starting to fight back. They will bring him down. What a recovery in the pistol from Movistar Riders. That looked so good for Vitality.
It looked brilliant. It looked like it was the opportunity for them to get a strong start on their CT side, to try and compete on this map. Magis even lands the first shot, but daviG sneaking in, lines up a couple of players. And ZywOo had the chance in the fights at the end there, but not clean on that first fight. daviG eventually able to take him out. Vitality going to need some heroics now. They've gone for the force up. But that round looked set to be theirs. They couldn't convert it. Now they've got weaker weapons than their opponents in this one.
Yeah, this is rough. This is a really rough spot for Vitality to be in because, as you point out, they do have weaker weapons, but doesn't mean it didn't wreck their bank accounts. They don't have a lot of money left over, so you lose this force spot if you're Vitality. You're staring at 14 rounds going against you in your map pick. And from that point onwards, with how Movistar Riders have been playing, you gotta feel good about them taking this. Encroaching on the B site, Movistar Riders looking to be methodical. Utility deployed out from Vitality to try and slow them for the time being. Mopaz in the meantime slinking his way through the A ramp. daviG's come up through connector, potentially to assist him. The option still is available for that bomb to go back through the underpass.
If it does go B though, this is just over.
Yeah, well, it looks like it is going B. Especially with daviG getting into the ladder room, you can use his position to get in on the flanks and cut rotations, so it should be a B finish here from Movistar. They'll commit into it. Frustrating for Vitality, but it should be a save call now.
You'd rather keep these guns for the next round. Otherwise, if you were to lose them, you would have almost nothing. So we might get the unicorn round.
Yeah, for Vitality, at least they will have another shot with a force spot in the next. But the unicorn round destroyed. Apex taken out. It's been great so far for Movistar Riders.
Yeah, they deserve huge props for the way they're playing. Just constant aggression in almost every round, constant information, and I don't know if I can even think of an aggressive play that didn't work out for them. Even how they're even getting kills at the end. Mopaz doing Mopaz things.
All right, that just pretty much screws any shot Vitality had at winning this round. You've just got one scout now for ZywOo.
And the Deeg for dupreeh. He's capable.
Yeah. That's very true. But the likelihood of winning this round is incredibly slim for Vitality now. Movistar Riders going to keep themselves the 3 Galils Mac 10 for Alex. Some extra money could be picked up. Alongside the AK-47 here of daviG. ZywOo leaves the window just as the peak comes through top middle. And now shots ring out. ZywOo does not feel good about going back into that peak for a second time. He'll reposition, sending himself back into the B side. Movistar Riders likely to take their time in this round, right? You want to make sure that you don't commit into any stacks, you don't commit into any possible traps. Just take your time. You've got plenty of utility. Use it to the best of your ability. Put yourself in a far more comfortable position and really build this T-side economy.
Alex with the Mac 10 can be an information gatherer. That'd be a cool job description. Information gatherer. Sounds better than researcher.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know where I was going after casting. I thought I was going to be on the news with former child as my my job description.
There's a phantom bomb on the A site. That's the information that Alex has gathered. Oh, the Mac 10 at range. Almost gets that kill onto ZywOo. There's a shot through the site box. However, the bomb will still be planted.
Well, bomb plant for Movistar Riders. Just a matter of time before they shut this one out. 14 rounds will be picked up. On the other side of things, over on the A stream, currently G2 are taking on ENCE in a best-of-3 elimination lower bracket game. So we're looking at Dust 2 being picked for G2 on map 1, currently 10-7 to ENCE. A comeback has been picked up here for G2.
Meanwhile, this map is looking more dominant than me versus BlameF in an arm wrestle right now. And obviously I'd be winning, Dinko.
Yeah.
We all know that.
Yeah, I thought that was obvious.
Shouldn't have even had to say it, really.
You just really want this arm wrestle versus BlameF, don't you?
I really want it, man.
Well,
I'm going to try and pay him off to beat him in an arm wrestle. I don't think BlameF's that kind of guy,
suspicious at all. I think that would be the most obvious fix in the history of anything.
What I need to do is I need to work out just one of my arms loads for years and years.
I thought you've been doing that already.
I have. Listen, don't tell anyone. I actually have not been working out. And then I walk up to BlameF, left side on only. He sees my weak left arm. I pull out the massive right arm, beat him in an arm wrestle. That's my fantasy, Dinko.
All right, okay.
I'm going to make it happen.
That's an interesting fantasy you got there, but...
I think Vitality's fantasy is winning a round right now. Let's see if they can do it. Double AWP setup. They are normally better on their CT side.
Yeah, they absolutely are. But there's not a lot of opportunities to really get it going at this point. So Davy, he's going to take out Dupree. First kill will go Movistar Riders' way. And that puts pressure on Masuda within the B side to really hold, especially with his teammate going down in towards the ladder room. Apex has arrived on the B side, trying to put an end to this Movistar Riders setup, but it's going to work so well for the T side. Deaths and SunPayus come in with the crucial shots, and it's only ZywOo once again not put in a position where the clutch feels winnable. He's on the other side of the map with the AWP, and it's got to be the save call. And it's tough because saving this round concedes the 15th round against you. One round, and Movistar Riders have taken map 1, Vitality's map pick here on Mirage, 16-4. This is not how Vitality foreseen this game going.
So sharp on all those shots for Movistar Riders. Again, got to give the individuals props. That's the main thing that has shocked me, is players like Davy G are having maps now where they are fragging really well for this team. Historically, he's not been a player that's been able to be a massive fragger for the squad. He's had impact here. I always thought a couple of the riflers might hold this team back, and out of nowhere, everyone is having good maps for Movistar Riders. It's so great to see.
Only 2 players have broken into double figures on the kill count for Vitality throughout this game, ZywOo and Masuda. It has been just dominant on all fronts here from the Movistar Riders, or rather Magis, sorry, not Masuda. Masuda's still on 9. So, yeah, it's not being a solid game at all from Vitality on any front. Even the T-side rounds that they won outside of the first few, which is Apex charging through mid, getting 2 entries. It's not sustainable. Well, here they come, Vitality walking into battle, limping into battle. One possible last time. Magic is down, ZywOo. AWP will stand tall for at least 1, but is cut short to the kill from Deaths. He now moves closer towards jungle.
The only good thing is Movistar didn't expect to get the site so quick. They left the bomb behind, but now they realize Alex is sneaking out onto B. It's completely clear, and Deaths has won another fight.
So the last 2 Vitality players are stuck on the A site.
Oh,
Apex
God.
is going to find Deaths, but they'll have to realize, damn, we got to go back over towards B eventually. That bomb is still a little bit away, but it'll arrive shortly enough. Here comes the swing out from Apex into middle. Dead to right. Now Masuda, the last remaining player, diving down to fight through the underpass. It's at least 1 for Masuda, who will now go to double figures on the kill count. Molly comes into short. Masuda has to pull off the 1v2 retake clutch to keep Vitality alive for 1 more round at least, to give them 5. And he's spotted out, taken down, and Movistar Riders will take away map number 1. They take Vitality's map pick of Mirage 16-4. And the miracle run for the Spanish continues. We'll see if they can take their series 2-0.